I'd like to start by asking the audience a question. How many of you are interested in cricket and tune in to watch the IPL?
Okay, that's a significant number.
Yeah. Well, I guess you guys are a part of the 551 million people who watch the IPL. You guys are definitely in for a treat. Without any further ado, I'd like to welcome onto the stage Parthiv Patel, a former Indian cricketer who played as a wicket-keeping batsman. He made his debut for the Indian national team. He made his debut for the Indian national team at a very young age, becoming one of the youngest cricket players to play Test cricket in India. He had a career that spanned over a decade and was a part of the Indian team during several significant moments, including the 2003 Cricket World Cup. He has had a successful domestic career representing Gujarat in the Ranji Trophy, where he led the team to multiple victories. He also played in the Indian Premier League for various franchises. After retiring from all forms of cricket, Mr. Patel has now transitioned into a commentary and analysis role where he continues to support and contribute to the sport. His insights are valued, especially given his experience as a player who has witnessed the evolution of Indian cricket during his career. It's time to welcome Mr. Patel onto the stage with a huge round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this warm welcome and introduction. We've been given 18 minutes. That's the TEDx's platform, and that's precisely the amount of minutes which I was spending on the crease when I was playing for RCB. So, but that's not the reason why RCB has not won IPL so far. but that's something which we'll talk about it later. What you see here and what how it's been introduction, it's the finished product of Parthiv Patel, the cricketer, the international player who's done with. I just want to share something about where it all started and what I was before 17, before I made my international debut for India. I think usually I don't like talking about myself, but since it is about telling my story, I'll have to share those things. I've grown up in Ahmedabad's old city, which is called Kalupur area. I don't know how many of you have been to Kalupur railway station or not. That's just around that I've been grown up. My parents used to work in a textile mill. That was, Puneet was here, one of the urban mills. My mother was an accountant there. My father was an accountant somewhere else. And late 80s and early 90s, the textile mills started to get shut off. So they were out of job, and they both worked as a receptionist one in a dentist hospital, and another one was still finding vape. So that's how the background which I come from. And I've studied in a Gujarati medium high school, which was Vidyanagar High School. Just a day routine. Had someone just before here asking me whether what should he do to become a cricketer. You have to find a balance between studies and cricketer or a sportsman, whatever you want to pursue. And you have to find that balance. And to me, my biggest thing was I could do it because my parents were supportive, my school was supportive. My day used to start at 5:36 in the morning. I would cycle about 15 kilometers from Kalupur to Usmanpura, that's where the Vidyanagar High School is. I would study till 11 o'clock and then go to Sardar Patel Stadium, do my cricket coaching for a couple of hours, 3 hours. Then quickly go back to my uncle's house, which was very close by, change, have lunch, and then come back again to HL College and do my cricketing practice for the school practice, which was, we had to do it. So that is what my daily routine was, and go back home by 7 o'clock, do my tuitions for 1 hour. And by 8:38, by 9 o'clock, I think I was done. I don't know the area around me. They probably didn't know whether, where I was. I don't know whether they knew my existence at all because they could never see me. But there are two things which taught me out of that particular phase of my life on cycle and doing cricketing coaching and all of that is the hard work. That something, we all say once you keep working hard. There might be times where someone gets results very quickly, someone may not get that result very quickly. I was fortunate enough, I was destined to play for India, so I got my result at the age of 17. But some of you may not get it, but you still have to keep on doing those things regularly. You have to still keep on working hard. Another thing is, I'm sure there are parents here, there are teachers, and the kids back there would have heard, or you've been told that once you cycle a lot, your height will increase. That doesn't happen. Okay, the example is right here. You can do that, but for an exercise reason, but that's a myth. So do not get into that trap at all, and do not advise them, for sure. Uh, Now, let's get back to the cricket history. We are talking about innovation. We are talking about how cricket was evolved and what is you know what do we see right now, the IPL. But before that, cricket in 20th century, that it used to be test matches. Now we see a 5-day test match. There used to be a timeless test matches. It could go on and on and on. There are one couple of test matches which has gone on for 12 days. And imagine now for this generation, the 5-day test match feels boring. Now the 10-day, 12-day test match, how would that feel? As a cricketer, for me, a 1-day game, it bores me. So those timeless test matches were too tough, and it used to look like that before, not those glamorous clothes which we see right now. The IPL teams and all of that. It used to be like that, those white clothes, and you see Clive Lloyd holding on the World Cup. That was the 1-day World Cup. Now the 1-day cricket has just been played by 50 over format. It started with 60 overs, and that was also an accident, because they were supposed to be a test match, but it was raining a lot, so they decided to play a 1-day game, and it just happened 60 over each. They played in England, and suddenly the other players thought, oh, this is great. Just 1 day, we are getting results. After timeless test matches also, we are not getting result. So let's just do a 1-day cricket. And that's how the 1-day game have started. The test matches, the ultimate format. And there you can see the other innovation which has happened in test cricket is, you see Virat Kohli with the pink ball. That is never heard of. Before going into that pink ball thing, there were a lot of experiments were done. They used green ball, they've used yellow ball, and then they've decided the pink ball is the best ball in a day-night game to watch while you're playing with the pink ball in a test match cricket. And you see there's a gentleman with a big beard, that's WG Grace. I'm sure, I don't know whether people know him or not, and he's not holding a hockey stick. That's how the cricket bat used to look like back in the days. Mr. Shodhan's here is Dadaji Deepak Shodhan, who was the first ever player from Gujarat to play test cricket and score 100. So that's a bit of history here. In this room, there are a couple of cricketing families are here as well. The first time ever the colored clothing in a World Cup was in 1992. That was in Australia. But before that, the Kerry Packer, he came in and decided to play with colored clothing. That was early 80s. That's when the actual cricketing revolution started. That's where the rebels actually, it called the Rebel League. That had happened. But these are the normal things which, these are the materialistic things which we see. That's something which are there, which everyone can see it. Now that, the super over we see the impact player rule we see now, we see the DRS, suddenly they thought the third umpire is doing only the line decisions, which are the stumpings and run out. So everyone thought that he might be being overpaid. So let's involve him. So let's do something about the DRS and everything. How many of you know the Sachin Tendulkar dismissal in 2011 World Cup semi-final? I don't know if you've seen it. The LBW of Saeed Ajmal, which was given out, and then DRS changed it. So that was one of the reason why India won the World Cup there. So DRS was actually invented to protect this kind of decision, which are very, very obvious ones. There is another one which you probably may not know, that Brian Lara is the highest run scorer. In one inning, he scored 400. When he was batting at 12, he was out, caught behind, not given. And he went on to score a 400 in one inning. So, that was the reason why the DRS was invented. Basically, DRS is the decision review system. For youngsters, it is not Dhoni review system, it is decision review system. So that's the decision which umpires give. So you give that time to review it. So these are the things which we can actually see it. For me, what innovation is and what thinking is, I don't see it here, but here that's something. This was first time where I was given out LBW, where I stepped out and DRS was used. Just a little trivia. Do you know who was the first player to given out by a third umpire? Yes? No, it was Sachin Tendulkar in 1992. Were you born in 1992? No. So he was the first one to run out in 1992 in South Africa. So now, what is innovation, how the game has evolved and what has happened is, I'll tell you couple of stories of mine, which is not hearsay. There are a lot of stories we hear from the dressing room, something had happened here, or Sachin Tendulkar did that, or Virat Kohli did that. But Gujarat has won Ranji Trophy once in 2016. But prior to that, the 4 years, we used to miss out on 1 point just to qualify for quarterfinals. So before every season, we were only talking about, how to qualify, how to go into quarterfinal. And we all were sure that we have skill, but there is something missing. So now we had to change something. What do we do? So we've changed our thinking. We thought, let's prepare for 11 games. The 11th game would be the final. So 8 league games, then quarterfinal, semi-final, and final. So we will prepare ourselves according to that. And that was the main idea behind it. The idea behind that was to expand our thinking, just try and prepare ourselves for bigger ambition, that is to win Ranji Trophy. And there are no glamorous names into it. There was Jasprit Bumrah, he was playing his third season. There was Akshar Patel in that season as well. They went on to play for India after that. But irrespective of where we are in the season, so it's a 2.5 months long season. No matter where we are, even if we are lagging behind in points table, we are not going to change our thinking. Everyone in the team, if someone's talking about we are lagging behind or someone's not putting that effort, everyone will keep reminding them that, okay, this is our goal, this is something which we are preparing for. And we decided to give rest to fast bowlers. We decided to give rest to Jasprit at some stage. I took a rest at when we were at a very crucial stage. But that was our plan. So sticking to a plan, sticking to something which you actually truly believe in, and that actually was our thinking. That actually what, as a team, as a captain, and as a coach, we all believed that we have skill set, but we have to stick to it. No matter what, there will definitely be ups and downs. You will lose few games. There will be a lot of obstacles in between. But if you believe in something, you got to stick to it and try and make sure to, at the end of the day, believe that you will achieve what you've thought of. And fortunately, we ended up winning Ranji Trophy that season. It was first time ever Gujarat had won Ranji Trophy. So Ranji Trophy was started in 1932. So I'm talking about 2016. That was the only second time Gujarat had actually played Ranji Trophy final. And we ended up winning the final. I think that is the more example of, how a team can do, how a thinking can change a lot of things, how ambition can change a lot of things that can actually drive you. Now, moving into another bigger thing, we've been introduced for IPL. We won IPL. I've been part of 3 times IPL winning trophy, once with Chennai and twice with Mumbai Indians. 2015, Mumbai had lost first 5 games. We lost all 5 games to start the season. There are 14 games in season, and we had to win 8. So after remaining 9 games, we had to win 8 games. And I have played for other teams as well, who has lost 6, 7 games also. So I'm not talking about RCB, don't worry. Ricky Ponting was coach, Rohit Sharma was captain that year. Even after losing 5 games, the other teams would talk about, let's just win 1 game and see where we go from there. Let's just have another game. If you win one, we'll think about another one. But Ricky Ponting and Rohit Sharma both, when they were addressing the team, there was only one thing which they were talking about: how can we win a trophy from here? Is there a chance? How many of you believe that we can win trophy from here? And obviously, when a coach or a captain asks that, most of them will raise their hand. But you got to truly believe that you can do it from there. And basically, we won 8 games out of 9. We actually ended up in top 2 and went on to win the IPL that year as well. So that is something a captain, a leader, a coach can do. That's what the teachers can do. If you drive something, if you feel that this is the right way, you can actually get a lot of people with you. You just need one. You just need one person to pursue thing. And that's what I did, going back to Gujarat's Ranji Trophy win, where we were not the most talented sides like Mumbai, Delhi, or Chennai, or Karnataka. So what could we do as a team? And what could I do as a captain? There was a selfish thought behind it. I wanted to come back to Indian team. And I was told by Saurav Ganguly, I just bumped into him at the airport, and he said, how did your season go? I said, great, scored 800 runs in 8 games. And he said, where did your team ended up? I said, we didn't qualify. He said, if you really want to make a comeback, you have to make sure that your team wins. So you have to get people along with you. You cannot go only on the top. You need people with you, no matter who you are, no matter where you are. So, it took me about 3-4 years to win Ranji Trophy, but I had to change something. So, I was the 29, 30-year-old, and ironically, just about, there were a couple of senior players in the side, but everyone else were younger. Everyone else was 20, 25, 23, 24. So I challenged them that in practices, if you'll face 100 balls, I'll go and play 101 ball. If you take 50 catches, I'll take 51 catches. So that's the idea of being a captain, where you are pushing everyone to achieve something more. And, yes, we say about it, we say, if you keep working hard, you have to keep on doing it, you have to do it with perfection. But when you have limited resources, when you have limited talent, the only thing which can get you there is the hard work. That's the example of Jasprit Bumrah's. I keep on giving his example because I've seen him grow. He had come in as just a normal in-swinger bowler, and then he would go to a side where no one's there. He would come early and start bowling those Yorkers, keep breaking those stumps. So all of that, he has done it, and that is the reason why you see where he is right now. So there are a lot of incidents like that which I can share, and these are not something which I've heard of. I personally feel that belief is a huge factor in anything you do. Once you believe that you can do it, you actually can achieve it. There is one more little small example of that. We were playing a T20 tournament, domestic T20 tournament. To qualify for final, we had to win by 100 runs. So now 100 runs in a T20 game is a huge margin. We were playing against Kerala. Srishant was playing for the other side. And he said, I'm not playing this game. I'll just go and play final. I'll take rest. So I was captaining, where I asked in the huddle, where whoever thinks that there are only pointless things being talked in the huddle, no, there are some serious talks happens in that huddle. So before that, and before the game started, I asked everyone who thinks that we can reach final, who can win, we can win this game by 100 runs. So fortunately, there were only 11 thought that we can win this final. The 4 thought, no, we can't. So it was very easy for me to pick the team. Okay, you 4 cannot think that, if you don't think that we can win these games, we might as well not play it. Why do we play this game? We play this game to win. We play this game to achieve something. And we ended up scoring 260 in a T20 game, only because we were thinking about it, we were believing in it, and we won the game by 120 runs. That year, that's the same year, obviously we were qualified for a final. We beat Punjab in the final. That was the first time ever we won the Syed Mushtaq Ali trophy for Gujarat. I think these are the certain things which I've spoken about, the impact player rules and all of that. What impact player has done to IPL, and what has done to a lot of people around cricket, especially the domestic players. It has given an opportunity. Now IPL is not, the game used to be 11 versus 11. Now it is 12 versus 12, because you use 12 players in it. And the only setback which I see in this, it has become a specialist job. That you see a lot of less all-rounders. You don't see multi-skilled players. It is the impact player. To me, I personally felt that, I've said it a lot of times on TV as well, should not be there, because that actually restricts your thinking. That actually, as a player, you try and think of only becoming a good batter or becoming a good bowler. You do not force yourself to become something else. You do not try and add anything into something new which you can actually do it. So that is a reason why I feel that impact player should not be there, which I'm sure it will be there, but that's my personal opinion, which I've expressed a lot of times. There are different kind of formats. Are we talking about? Yes, the formats, for retired players, for players like us, the T10 suits really well. It starts just 1 hour game and then you're done. It allows us to connect. As a player, what do we miss the most? As a player, we miss most is the atmosphere of the dressing room. Understanding the culture of different players. How everyone thinks. Everyone actually thinks differently, but you learn a lot of things from different players, different captains. I was fortunate enough to play under Saurav Ganguly, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Virat Kohli, and Rohit Sharma. All of them different. All of them had that different way of functioning. We've seen recently, for youngsters, you've seen how Virat Kohli captains the side and how Rohit Sharma captains the side. So there is a big difference. But at the end of the day, that Virat Kohli style has worked for Virat Kohli, and that Rohit Sharma style has worked for Rohit Sharma style. So all of you need to actually understand what works for you. What works for you may not work for someone else, but you will only be able to find it if you try and expand your thinking, you try and push yourself, you try and push your goals. Once you've achieved your goal, try and see if you can go to a different level. What happens? That happens is, if you achieve your goal and if you go to a different level, someone else sitting next to you would think that I need to push myself as well. And there is another one, and so on and so on. So, you actually basically, inspire the whole society, whole, the school or a cricket team or a sports team, whatever you are pursuing. And now, just the last thing which I'll end up with, since I was just a power play player, my inning won't be lasting for 18 minutes. I'll finish it off early, so don't worry. You know who invented the telephone? Anyone? Right. Who invented the car? Who got who? That's fine. The answer doesn't matter because I don't know. So, who got the computer to India? That's right. So, what is common in all of this? And then, who got the cars in India? Who's invented a lot of things? Steve Jobs we saw invented Apple and all of that. But what is common in all of this? Can anyone answer this? What is the common in? Sorry. No. Which is great, but that's also true. Everything was invented by a human being. So, the innovation and everything happened, but everything was invented by a human being. That means someone had thought about it, someone had perceived to, achieve something, to invent something. And that is the reason why it was invented. That is the reason why it was discovered. And I'm very sure that, that wasn't their first attempt that, let's invent the car and it just happens like that. It does not happen. So, and it could happen because they were, ready to fail. They know that, there will be failures going upwards, but, you never fail. You always learn. You always have to learn from whatever you've tried. And at the end of the day, if you're pursuing anything with real honesty and real hard work, no matter what, at the end of the day, it pays off. So, I will urge all of you, the young players, and here a lot of teachers, just try and push yourself. You don't know your limit. I didn't know my limit. I didn't know whether I will be able to ever do commentary. Never. I was very, very shy. I could not speak in front of anyone. But once I started and once I pushed myself, I started achieving. But I had to work on it. I had to, try and do a course on how to do a voice modulation, how to speak to someone else, and what are the positions where I need to be. But you need to push yourself. That's the thing, because we don't know our limits, and just have a great future. Thank you very much for inviting me here. It was an honor, and would love to see you all excel in wherever what you are trying. Thank you very much.